Bombardment phase. This is the phase number 2. And we need to determine how many bombardment points we will be using. We have 9 bombardment points for the US, and we could have an additional bonuses. If you control the US control the airfield number 1, you have a +2 bombardment points. And if you also control the airfield number 2, you have a +1. So if you have a +2 for controlling these, a +1 for controlling airfield number 2, and they are cumulative. If you control both, you will get a +3, which is the maximum the US player will have. It's 12. For the other side, for the Japanese side, the maximum amount it's going to be indicating for all the fixed artillery location they control. So at the beginning of the game, they control everything. So they have 8 locations. Remember that we have the yellow lines in the border, so it's very easy to identify, even if there's a Japanese unit on it, for easy check. So they have 8, 1 per each. Second part of this phase, we need to resolve the bombardment. Always, we have these little dots, 1 blue and 1 red. The blue goes first because we will be doing the US bombardment first. And you need to follow the list in the player A. We need to select a target. And when you select a target, for example, let's say this one, you need to assign 1, 2, or 3 bombardment points. But there is some restrictions. You can assign 1 or 2 points to any Japanese unit on the map, but you can only assign 3 if you are adjacent to it. For example, in this initial scenario, we have only 3 targets, enemy targets, where we can apply 3 bombardment points. And what implies to assign 1, 2, or 3? It's going to be a dice roll modifier of -1 if you apply only 1 point. I mean, you can do multiple bombardments, but you have a -1, which make it more difficult to hit the unit. If you use 2 bombardment points, you have 0, you have no modifiers at all. And if you use 3 bombardment points, you have a +1, which is really useful. And we have some special situations that implies when we have units, US units, that they have the artillery symbol for the combat support. If they are located in a fixed artillery hex, and it's adjacent to a enemy target, you have a +1. And it also happens when you have a US unit with artillery support in a hex containing a hill like this. Like for example here, in this situation, you can apply also a +1 to any of the adjacent enemies. So that's very important, because that +1 it's quite useful when you are doing bombardment. And bombardment in this game, it's quite important. So you start spending points. So when you select a target, assign how many bombardment points you are going to be using, assigning, you roll, apply the die modifiers, and you check the table, no? And it says like minus less than a 5 is no effect, a 5 or a 6 is 1 hit, and +7 it's 2 hits. We will check later how to apply those hits for each side. And once you finish, you flip the face marker to indicate that now is the turn for the Japanese bombardment. How a Japanese select a US target, it's going to depend on a key factor. It's depending on who controls Mansuribashi. At the beginning of the game, it's the Japanese for sure, but during the game, the US will get to this point and will control it. So if the Japanese are controlling the Mansuribashi, you will start assigning 1 point to each unit the closest to Mansuribashi. For example, you will assign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if Mansuribashi is under US control, it's going to be the opposite. Instead of the closest one, we need to check the farthest, and we go back. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But there is something important, because sometimes you have more bombardment points than US units on the map. You have to start applying, assigning and applying 1 BP per US unit. And when you finish, if you have remaining BPs, you keep doing it. But you skip if any of the units has been hit before. For example, in this first round, imagine that we only have 1 hit in this unit. So you did previously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you need to keep going again, 7 and 8. 7, no matter if you hit it or not. The last one, the 8th, you don't do this because it was hidden previously. It has been hidden before, and then you go for this one. So that will be the 8 attempts. Okay, so imagine that if we have this scenario where all of them has been hidden, like a first attempt hit, second attempt hit, third, fourth, 5, and 6, and we still have 2 more, but since all of them has been hit, you don't need to keep doing that. That no more than 1 hit per US unit during a bombardment is allowed. So what you do is to check the table for the bombardment. For the Japanese is that you have a minus than 5. It's no effect. A 5 and a 6 is also 1 hit. There's a difference when you have +7. You have 1 hit to a US unit, but they have to roll for the RR. It's a disorganized retreat roll, and if they roll a 1, they will have to use a disorganized retreat marker. That's one of these, and we place it on top. So for assigning hits, let's say that if a US unit do a successful bombardment on this unit, when it is hidden, you need to assign 1 hit by flipping it and indicate that this unit is showing like 2 yellow bars, that 2 steps left. And if it had been hidden like in this position, 1 hit will indicate like rotated 90 degrees to indicate 1 yellow bar, like that. And if this location, in this situation, we have 1 hit, you remove it from the game. Remember that every 2 eliminated Japanese unit, you score a victory point. So if you had in this in this situation, if you start with this situation, like 3 steps, it's hidden, and you get 2 hits, you directly flip it and rotate it to indicate that it's only 1 step, remaining 1 step that you need. And in case it's only have 1 and you have 2 hits, you just remove it. You only can apply 1. That's basically, if you have only 2, the same, you rotate it and eliminate it, or you can eliminate it directly. And what happens with the US units? We said that the Japanese unit, they only have 3 steps, but the US units all of them have 4 steps. That's indicated in the front face, and we have 2 bars that it's indicated that we have 4 steps. Okay, let's see what happens now with the US units when a unit gets hit. When the Japanese unit, they have 3 steps, but the US unit, they have 4. So that means that we have 2 steps in the front face, 2, 1, and once it get hit again, you flip it and indicate you have a yellow bar indicating that you are in the back side, and we still have 2 more, as you can see here. So this will be 2 and 1. So if we see like this, it will be 4 steps, 3, flip, 2, and 1. So when you finish this phase, you just move the counter to the next phase. If it's empty, it doesn't have any dot, it means that only the US will be having an action here.